Game started.
Ah, Schach. Schach shots. It's a German, I think, Schach, German for chess. USA flag. Okay, this could be a Caro-Kann or a Slav defense, depending on how I play. I suppose if I had played e4 there, it would have been a Caro-Kann. So this is something else. Well, I will just develop here. I don't know anything about this particular line. I was tempted for a while there to play f3 just to keep the knight out of these squares, but I don't know. f3 is a weakening move too. Okay, so he's going for a fianchetto setup. So this could turn into like a Schlechter Slav if the bishop goes here and the pawn goes to d5. I think I can go ahead and play e4 here. It's supported. Bishop goes there, knight goes here, and it's like a King's Indian except with c6 instead of a d6. Ah, okay, plays d5. Okay, so more Slav territory. So why don't I could take, he takes, I take, he takes, I take, he takes, and I've got an isolated pawn, and with my knight no longer around, the queen can sit there pretty happily. So I don't want to take, I don't think. What I'm tempted by is the idea of pushing the pawn to e5, which would blunt this bishop when it comes out to g7 here. And he's got to find a square for the knight. I don't know if this square is any good. It's possible. You could play knight or even bishop to that square, hitting my queen. Or I could retreat the knight somewhere, or we could play it to the h-file. But maybe just knight back to here. We'll see what he does. Interesting position already. If he goes knight to all the way back, if he went knight to d7, it would have been tempting to play the move e6 here and try and mess up his pawns there. But he hasn't done that. So well, let's develop. So where's the knight? He's probably going to play e6 and knight e7, or the knight might come out to this square. e6, knight e7 to f5, attacking my d-pawn is a plan for him. But, well, it should just develop, I guess. Have to make sure my d-pawn stays defended. He can take here at any time, and this queen will be attacking the d-pawn. But this pawn on c6 is blocking his knight from being on that square. Takes. Now, the bishop on this diagonal here, the d3 diagonal, is not doing a whole lot. I could come all the way back to e2 to defend against this pin, but this pin is easily broken actually in this configuration because you kick the bishop, and if it retreats, you can win it. So there's no need for bishop e2. So maybe just bishop b3, stay on this diagonal, and see what he wants to do. Ah, okay. Yes, the pin is easily broken, but this pawn will be undefended. So if I kick the bishop right away, he takes. I take back with the queen, then he has queen takes. So okay, I have to defend the d-pawn first, and then I can kick the bishop. Or I could have kicked the bishop and taken back with the pawn. That's the other plan. So he's intending to exchange his bishop for the knight because it has nowhere to go. So let's take it. Okay, this is a weakness here on c6. I have ideas of knight to e4 to f6. That's currently pretty well guarded, but what is his plan? Okay, his plan maybe is to exchange off this knight or just keep it pinned so it doesn't do that. The square on d5 is firmly in black's control. But he can't get a knight. Oh yeah, knight here to here. Gets a knight to d5 right away. I wonder, if I kick this bishop, am I creating a weakness over here? Or is this a useful move? I don't know. My queen's in front of the f-pawn, so I don't have an easy way to break up this structure here. Well, maybe I could push the h-pawn forward. Try and weaken his... Okay, he just wants to add pressure there. Now, if I take, he's going to take the rook, so that's obviously out. Unless there's a winning attack there somehow, but this pawn is defended. You know, if the queen could get in and mate his king while black's queen is distracted by winning all my rooks. Sometimes there's a cute tactic there, but I don't think it's here. Just castling is not good, so I have to defend the knight, I think. Castling would just lose a pawn there, and maybe more. Yeah, I would lose something. I'm tempted by this idea of knight takes b5 here, because this pawn is pinned effectively. When he takes the knight, I can grab the rook in the corner. Just have to make sure your queen doesn't get trapped in the corner when you do that. Of course, his queen is guarding the b5 square, so it's not on right now, but the queen might retreat at some point. And if he exchanges, I don't think giving up that bishop is good for him. My dark squared bishop might become quite powerful. Okay, so I'm going to castle, which will threaten to win his bishop, right? And let's see what he's going to do. He's going to come in here, isn't he? Attacking my knight. But if he does that, I can take his bishop, so he can't do that right away after I castle. No, I think I want to keep the c file open, so I'll take with the bishop and play rook to c1 and put more pressure on this backwards pawn. And of course the idea of taking here is gone now. What else? What other ideas are there? He's attacking the d pawn from there. So let's defend that pawn and bring the other rook to c1. c1 and d1 seem like the logical place for these rooks. And is he going to castle queenside? Curious. Okay, I'm just going to develop. I don't know. There may be some interesting tactics here I'm not seeing. This is a very suspicious-looking position from my point of view. It looks like white has something, but I don't know what. Maybe bishop to b4 to d6 is a plan. Yeah, so that's a good knight. A good knight indeed. So if I take, he'll probably take with the c pawn and repair his pawn structure. So let's go here. Now if he takes with the knight, I take with the pawn, and I'm immediately threatening the c-pawn with the queen and the rook. Of course, he can defend it. Okay, so he goes for the chance to get rid of one of my bishops and undouble his pawns, so logical. He's doubling my pawns, I mean, not undoubling his pawns. He's doubling my pawns. Okay, I want to play my queen to e5 here. e4, queen to e4, so as to support the d-pawn and allow me to double rooks on the c-file. And also I'm getting out of the way of the f-pawn in case I want to expand over here. Castles. Okay, so let's continue with this plan of doubling here. I'll have 3 guys on this pawn. And he will have to defend with the knight, won't he? Okay, I go here. Knight moves, and then this pawn is hanging. And if I push it forward, trying to take advantage of the pin here, you can take with the c5, you can take with the e pawn. Interesting, interesting. I'm going to try something else. I'm wondering, I mean, my bishop seems kind of useless here. I'm wondering if there's an idea of sacrificing the bishop here and win 2 pawns and get a check. And then does the rook come over with good effect? Bishop takes, pawn takes, queen takes, check. And the king has to move. There's no there's no way to interpose or take the queen. And then rook over. And if this king is in the corner, I'm threatening to play. Well, the queen's here. The rook could be threatening to come down to c7. Yeah. Just wonder. Okay, 2 minutes. Bishop takes, pawn takes, queen takes, check. King moves. And rook over. And if the knight moves, I can bring my rook to the 7th rank, huh? Let's try it. Why not? His position
Check.
is very suspicious. So rook here to there. Rook here. Yeah, he can't oppose my queen directly. I mean, this is why it looked kind of interesting. His knight's controlling this square. He can oppose the rooks. Yes, he can do that. He can do that. Now, what have I got here? Anything? Now this is interesting. So I take, and knight goes there, I have check. And he can interpose with the queen, or he can move the king, and then I can push a pawn forward, right? Maybe it's not good enough. So this will be queen against queen and knight, and I'll have 2 extra pawns. Probably not sufficient. Is there something else here? Right, so the knight is going there. Oh, I can grab another pawn. Let's see, after I take, see, what's he doing? I don't see it. Well, these 2 pawns might be worth a piece, because they are passed pawns and they're together. That C pawn was really critical. I'm surprised. Surprised he did not defend it. So why don't I just take the queen?
Time warning.
And try and win this endgame with the pawns here. So pawn up, rook there, pawn up. Ah, the pawn is defending defending that square. So rook here. Keep the king out of this square here. Didn't want it attacking my rook. If I could chase the king away, two pawns on the 6th rank against a rook are pretty strong. But his rook is already in position, so I may not I may not have the necessary position here to win this. Yeah, let's get my king in the game. Ah, that's annoying. Okay, let's trade off rooks if he can. Oh, he goes for that. Okay, better grab pawns here. Yeah, well, when you have to start moving quickly, you make mistakes, huh? Yeah, I can't actually defend that pawn, it looks like. But, so I possibly get a draw out of this. The knight there, I take it, knight there, I take it. Rook has no moves to defend the pawn. You can take my pawn. That's probably good. Then come back here with check. Oh, he defends. Okay. Just when I say he can't do that, he does it. Okay, so where do I want to go? Maybe here. Just have to avoid forks. So I'm thinking rook to c3 to, well, come on. That did not accomplish anything. Oh, it did. It allows his rook to come to this square, I guess. Certainly a draw is okay with me.
Check.
not defending that pawn over here, but I'm trying to push the kingside pawns now that he's... and I do want to keep one pawn on the queen side too to stop him from coming in and destroying me. He's got also, yeah, that knight move there would have been check. Okay, so I'm going to push g4. See if I can get a passed pawn over here on the over on the king side. I have successfully cut off his king, so maybe there's something here. And I'm not taking adequate time to check all of his defensive moves, but just don't have time for that right now.
Check.
Yeah, like that. Good move. Can I take that? King takes, pawn takes, king there. No, I'm too far away.
Check.
Yep, he rounded up that pawn pretty nicely. And I don't really have any moves. It's kind of annoying.
Check. Check. Check.
Ah, he's got check there. Yeah, I'll resign. Okay, good game. I will do a postmortem on this and see how things shaped up, see where I went wrong. Okay, see you guys later. Bye.